Strap yourself in.
Because it's time for the Matt Wyatt Show. The guy who's the color commentator for Mississippi State football and SEC baseball. So, yeah, he brings a lot to the game, and he's right here.
Right now.
Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Well, let's go. 3 hours with you here on a Monday. I'm starting it right now. Welcome into the show. I'm Matt. In the Farm Bureau studio, Farm Bureau Insurance across the great state of Mississippi. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Hometown heroes. Staying connected to you around the clock because of C-Spire, the number one network in Mississippi. C-Spire, customer inspired. Lots of ways for y'all to be a part of the show. I can't wait to hear from y'all here today on Monday. What in the world are you thinking about, talking about, huh? Huh? What's on your mind? Lots of different ways for you to let me know. Y'all can text me on the Country Pleasing text line. It's 885-ESPN. 601 number. 885-ESPN. Text away. I'll read it. It's the Country Pleasing text line. Country Pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves throughout the Southeast. Call me on the Davini phone. Davini Equipment, Madison and in Jackson. 995-1059. That's a 601 number, 995-1059. So text me, call me. I'll remind you of those numbers. If you're watching the live stream, just type it in. Type in the comment or the question. I'll see it right there all in one place if you're on Periscope or Facebook or YouTube or however you're watching. And hit me up on Twitter also at Radio Wyatt. Hi to everybody on a Monday. Caleb was the first to get in. He's watching on Periscope. He says, I get to watch football on Friday night. I know it. We're not there yet, but just in a few days, you're going to hear hoot hoot, and then the popping of the pads. Jai on Facebook says, how's it going, Matt? Hail State from my classroom in Eupora. Man, what's up? And even JB, who's driving this bus, and he's going to get you safely into the driveway of Jake and Beaver on the drive at 3 p.m. here on the Zone. They'll have some big news for you starting at about 3 o'clock. JB, how was your weekend?
Man, it was fantabulous.
Yeah?
Fantabulous.
What was it? You said last week, resplendent?
Resplendent, yeah. Fantabulous weekend. And this coming weekend is my bride's birthday, so we'll do a little celebrate.
Great.
For that.
Great.
She'll be 29 for the 35th year.
Okay. That's great. Well, happy early birthday then, Mrs. Happy early birthday. My mother commented, she's wishing me a happy Monday. It's always nice to hear from your mother, right? She wishes you a happy Monday. How can you have a case of the Mondays when your mom says, happy Monday? Danny on Facebook says, good morning. He's giving us a Hail State from Ringgold, Georgia. I feel like I know where Ringgold is, just simply because I have said it so much since Danny has been messaging us on the show. No, look, there's a whole lot to get into. As you know, you're going to get news today from the SEC. The schedule, it's coming out today. There's no wondering. You know, as of last Friday, the last time I talked to y'all here on the show, we were wondering, are we going to get it next week? And there were rumors. Somebody had a source saying it may be next Friday, talking about the 21st. And then they put the word out. They must have gotten it finished, got it stamped. It's done. It's sealed. It's signed. It's delivered. And they're going to announce it to you today. And it's going to be a relief, isn't it? I mean, look, and with teams practicing, you've got, like Ole Miss, I think, is practicing today. I think today is when they started. The teams in the SEC can begin practicing today. Some are practicing today. Some are starting tomorrow. I know Mississippi State actually has its first practice tomorrow afternoon and evening. And here's what that means for you as a fan. B-Mac, hey to you on YouTube, watching in Athens, Georgia. The other Bulldogs. Here's what that means to you as a fan. With practices beginning today and tomorrow, unless at some point they're called off, then for the foreseeable future, you're going to get coaches' interviews. You're going to get practice video. We go, wait a minute, they're not allowing the media. No. I'm not talking about media going and getting those things themselves. But the schools, like the SEC schools, are going to provide that stuff to us. I'm telling y'all, one of the best in the entire conference from a media relations standpoint is Mississippi State. Now, Bill Martin has moved on, and he's now in media relations for Tennessee. But Brandon Langlois is there doing a great job for State. And I got an email last night. They send out like free practice video, interviews after practice that are going to happen via Zoom with Mike Leach. All that stuff's going to be made available to us. We'll be able to hear it on the show. State does a fantastic job of just loading the media up with content. And I think, at least according to what I saw, they're going to do a really nice job of doing that, even in the middle of a pandemic, when they don't want media members and just passersby stepping into the football facility or coming in there for no reason. It'll be at a distance, but we're about to start getting some of that. So I'm excited. I'm also excited that Cole Kubelik from ESPN and the SEC Network and WJOX in Birmingham, former Auburn offensive lineman, is going to be on the show later today in the third hour of the show, so you stick around for that. I think football conversations with Cole are always interesting, and because he knows his stuff. And I believe firmly that games are won and lost on the line of scrimmage. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen determine who wins games more than the others. You go, well, wait a minute, quarterback is the most important position. Well, it's pretty important. But again, it doesn't start with quarterback. It starts with the guys in front of him. The game starts and ends on the line of scrimmage. And that's why I like talking to linemen. They understand that. All of that coming your way. But as you saw, if you're tuning into the live stream on Facebook or Periscope YouTube, you saw I'm excited about something else. Monday Night Football just got better. ESPN has announced the new Monday Night Football broadcast team starting this season. Do you know who it is? Like, their first game is in 1 month, a little less than a month, on Monday Night Football ESPN. JB, did you see who it is?
I certainly did, Matt Wyatt.
Well,
it's a lot better than it has been the last couple of years, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and they hadn't done a game yet, but there's one on here who I know before they ever even hand him a headset that he's an automatic improvement, I think, to really any broadcast. And people who've listened to this show, there are many who are going to remember. I was bragging on this guy, over the last couple of years as the best analyst in college football on television, and that's Brian Greasy.
Amen.
Monday Night Football, great. They're going with Steve Levy, who I think is a great choice for play-by-play. He's kind of a personality at ESPN. Steve Levy. Louis Riddick, who is kind of an analyst, but he's got a different way of looking at things. Not the former player that Greasy is, but he's a former GM front office guy. But is a great talker, great communicator, full of information, energetic, fun to listen to. I've always been impressed with Louis Riddick. And Brian Greasy, he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't do talk shows. He doesn't do studio analysis. You put him in the booth on game day and put a headset on him, and he's been the best college analyst on TV we've had over the last several years. And so that's going to be your Monday night crew. And I realize you go, well, you're saying college, he hadn't done NFL. Greasy may have done some NFL games that, I don't know. I figure he probably has done some. But it doesn't really matter. He played in the NFL. His dad did, obviously. It was Bob Greasy. But, Brian had a good NFL career with the Broncos, and he's just good. And I think what makes Brian Greasy good as a broadcaster, and you're going to notice this, when you turn on Monday Night Football games this year and you watch them, it's going to immediately feel better. And here's why. Because the things you're wondering about, the game itself, like why did that play happen, or, who made the block, or where was there the breakdown, why was there a sack? He's just going to jump in and give you all that stuff because that's what he does. He's like Collinsworth. He's like Romo. He's like Aikman in that regard, in that you don't get a whole bunch of junk and a bunch of BS, okay? Greasy is not someone who, like a lot of analysts, he knows it, but he just can't articulate it. He just can't get it from me to you. No. He's just got that ability to bang, bang, bang. Here's what happens. He doesn't get emotional. He never takes the approach of, hey, the broadcast is about me. Let me tell you about what I'm wearing. Let me tell you about my ties. None of that, just complete and utter BS, which you get a lot of on broadcast. Greasy is a football guy. You will learn football watching games that Brian Greasy calls. And I think the other guys are really going to fit well. I think they hadn't called a game yet. As soon as I saw it, I thought, that's a good move, even though that wasn't their first choice, according to all the reports. They did everything they could to go after Peyton Manning. I think it's one of those things, if you can get Peyton Manning, you get him. But let me ask you something. We've all heard Peyton Manning talk. Do you really want to hear Peyton Manning talk for 3.5 hours on a Monday Night Football broadcast? I don't think anybody does. He's not the best God-given communicator, let's be honest.
He'd have some good dad jokes.
Wait, he would, but it wouldn't work.
I like this lineup. I enjoyed watching Levy last night on SportsCenter with Kenny Mayne. It's not quite the Olbermann, Kenny Mayne, or Dan Patrick, but
yeah.
Levy did a lot of, and I guess still does, a lot of hockey play-by-play.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he's pretty well-versed.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just think it's going to work for him. To me, it just has that obvious look of, I just spilled coffee all over my desk, by the way, JB.
Did you get it on your computer?
Well, no, but I've got it over here next to the mouse, the little wireless mouse, and I'm trying to protect that thing. I got a new mug.
Let's get some cheese.
It's one of these mugs. It looks like a camera lens, but it's actually a coffee mug. It's weird. But anyway, I spilled some out of it, so I got it all over me. Yeah, well, anyway, I just think that I'm excited about it. I'm excited about football and, getting some games to watch. After the weekend, here's a question for everybody. As you come out of the weekend, you still feeling good about it? Still feeling good about having football to watch? Still here on Monday feeling good about games actually happening? I'm sure there are different answers out there based on different things, different bits of information that they've heard. I know this here in the state of Mississippi. It was tweeted just a little bit ago, John, by Thomas Dobbs, the
state health official.
Yeah, the state health official. There's a chart here, and he had a tweet to go with it. It said he's expecting better numbers today. Don't lose focus. Masks, 6 feet, small groups. It's working, and it shows the graph. The numbers have started to come down here in mid-August, trending down. And, I don't know how to look at all this stuff. I just know I can look at the dates at the bottom and tell that the numbers are, slowly creeping back down. This says 7-day average. So this is a chart about 7-day average cases in the state of Mississippi. They're coming down. That's good news. People have taken to the mandates, I guess, and hadn't been in the big groups as much and all that kind of stuff. Now, you do have school starting. Hey, JB.
Yes, sir.
In our house,
It happened today, right?
It happened today. Yep. We got up. We loaded little one into the car. Normally, drop off at school for us is a one parent job, and then the other parent does pickup.
Right.
This was both parents.
Oh yeah.
We took for drop off this morning, and
did you have a little misty eye?
Well, I didn't. Although I
did every year, man.
Yeah.
Even when my last one was graduating, I still got misty eyed when they drove off and headed to school.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't really get misty-eyed myself. I think it's because maybe I'm a little too anxious, and I'm not terrified of this virus, but I have a good, healthy fear of it, and there are still unknowns with it. And for the first time since March, we're turning our little baby loose.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna take care of her.
Yeah, that's right. They will, and we have confidence.
Gotta have
in
faith,
that.
man. Gotta have faith.
Well, you're right. You do have to have it. When you open the door and she gets out, her little backpack and wearing a mask, goes bebopping into the school. Hadn't done anything like that since March, really. So it was a quiet drive back to the Wyatt Hacienda.
I bet it. I bet it was.
Not a lot was said.
Both of you kind of sniffling a little bit.
Yeah, it was quiet in there.
Those are good moments, man.
That's right.
All moments are key moments.
Well, and the way they're doing the school this year, she's third grade. She's actually getting out an hour earlier than you normally would. So she's getting out at 2 instead of 3. I told Annabeth, hey, y'all get home in time. Bring her up here to the studio. Let's put the headset on her and see how the first day went. Maybe back at the end of the show. So we'll see if that happens. I've got one text here on the Country Pleasing text line at 885-ESPN. It's 601 number 885-ESPN. Wyatt Denzel said, tonight is the night where we get jubilation and anger with the SEC schedule being released tonight. So, cat's out of the bag. They went ahead and told us, didn't they, Denzel? They sure did. They said, here it comes. That's it. So the information that we have is they're going to give everybody's week 1 opponents. They're putting that out there at 3 o'clock today on the SEC network. Okay, so at 3, you'll get an announcement of everybody's week 1 opponent. So, like, if you stay here and you listen to Jake and Beaver on the drive starting at 3 o'clock, they'll get that information at 3. Then everybody's full schedule with dates and locations is going to be released tonight on the SEC network at 6 p.m. So they're kind of spreading that out and trying to, hit 2 different time slots and drive some people to the Feinbaum show at 3 o'clock and then drive more people to the SEC network at 6. And I think that makes a lot of sense for the SEC to do that. And here's the thing about it, too. JB, I'm hearing no rumors whatsoever. It is as quiet as a mouse.
Well, hopefully Cole will have some insight into that since he's right there next door to the mecca of SEC business.
Yeah, I mean, you think we just throw it right at him? Hey, what are you hearing, Cole? You got any?
Tell us when Mississippi State and Ole Miss are going to play.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute here.
Is it going to be the first game of the year?
All right, Caleb says on Periscope, he's watching the live feed, that's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern, therefore 2 o'clock
Central,
our time.
Yeah, that'll be breaking right when we bring Cole on.
So when we bring Cole on, we're going to get breaking news of the week 1 opponents. That may work out just fine and dandy, huh? That may work out just great. I get Cole on here. Okay. See, I'm always
the way you planned it, man.
Well, it's not, but it's going to work out, isn't it? I tell you, man, the things in my life that have worked out more often than not, 9 out of 10 times, JB, it's not because I did something. It's because God just was looking out for me.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
It gives me hope that maybe there are certain times, not all the time, certainly, but sometimes my heart's in the right place. Yeah. And he's like, hey, man, okay, I'll take care of you. I got you.
Yeah. You got to get out of your own way.
Absolutely. Me more so than others.
Man. Right. Yeah. Who caused me the most problem? Let me go look in the mirror.
Yeah, that'd be me. True Maroon says, what are the private high school rules? I want to go see the MRA game. As I understand it, this whole 2, you can have 2 attendees at a high school game per student, cheerleader, or band member. So if you're participating in the game in some shape, form, or fashion, you can have 2 people come to watch you, and that's it. I think that goes for everybody, including MAIS. That's my understanding, True Maroon. Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't blame you. See, so MRA is now going to host Deion Sanders' team from Texas, right? I think that news came out. And instead of they were going to play in Shreveport. And I thought I saw on Twitter this weekend where now all of a sudden some things got switched around and MRA is going to host it. Somebody tweeted that Deion was coming to Madison. That's what it said on Twitter. And I don't know who to credit for it, but that's the way it is. I want to say hi to Nathan, who's watching the show today on YouTube. JB, Nathan is a young man. He's 11 years old. He's got a nice podcast, sports podcast that he does on Anchor, and he had me on as a guest. He does a really fine job. How about that? An 11-year-old sports podcaster. Isn't that cool?
What's the name of his podcast?
Well, you can find him there on YouTube. It's NSSN Sports. And I think that's the same thing there on Anchor as well. NSSN Sports. His name is Nathan Siegel, and you can see him right there. And he says he's hoping that Auburn, Alabama is week 1, and the same for Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And look, the Iron Bowl and the Egg Bowl scheduled at week 1. I know we were told early on that wasn't happening, but if it happens, I think people are really going to be tickled about it. I don't think it's happening, but I do think there's a likelihood that it's not. Those games are not going to be the last game of the year. I think there's a great chance the Egg Bowl, Iron Bowl is scheduled somewhere else. Now, when I say the last game of the year, they could keep those things scheduled around Thanksgiving, and it still wouldn't be the last game of the year, right? Because they moved the schedule back a week. So that could likely happen. True Maroon, thanks. Okay, so you had Joe Cook from Channel 16 WAPT. Deion Sanders and his son Shadur are coming to Mississippi as MRA hosts Trinity Christian. The season opener originally going to be played in Shreveport, but now it's going to be in Madison on Friday night.
Maybe we get Fred Smoot to come stand on the other sideline.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Get those two like on local television or local radio doing like a pregame WWE kind of smackdown with each other.
Oh,
can you imagine Deion and Smoot? How incredible would that be? I'd buy a ticket just to see that. Put that on pay-per-view. Just getting started on a Monday. Y'all stick around.
Farm Bureau Insurance stands ready to provide financial relief to our communities in this time of crisis. This includes a one-time credit to all personal auto policyholders, a donation of $500,000 to the Mississippi Food Network, and additional payment options for those hit the hardest, all while continuing to service customer claims as well. But this is the time to go above and beyond. These are a few ways we're keeping the Farm Bureau promise. To learn more, talk to your agent or visit us online. Go with the home team.
Every farmer understands their farm can't thrive without some good partners like sun, soil, and rain. And farmers in North Mississippi also rely on another important partner, Mississippi Land Bank, because land and farm financing are Mississippi Land Bank's primary focus. We've grown alongside these farmers' crops for more than 100 years. We understand what a farmer needs, and we know the lay of the land in North Mississippi, and that's where I stand.
Bull. There's a lot of that out there in the wireless world. But C Spire believes that you deserve a plan that is what it actually says it is. Here's the real deal. The best plan for 1 or 2 lines. Unlimited talk and text with 10 gigabytes of high-speed data. And here's the real deal. $45 per line with autopay and paperless billing. Even without autopay, it's just $50. Now, how's that for the fine print? No bull. That's the real deal. Switch to C Spire today at cspire.com/real deal. C Spire, customer inspired. Man, that sounds like summertime in Mississippi, doesn't it? You know what else just screams summertime in Mississippi? Country Pleasin' sausage from Country Meat Packers in Florence. Check me out. Jalapeno and cheddar. Just got it at Kroger in Tupelo where I live. On grocery store shelves throughout the Southeast. Cut it up, throw it in the frying pan. Put it on a bun. Get some andouille, make some gumbo. It is the best sausage you've ever put in your mouth. Country Pleasin' sausage, countrypleasin.com. It is made up of hand-picked hams, bacon, and pork loin. That's why it tastes so good. I even got this cool hat from them. Check them out. Go by the butcher shop there in Florence, or order it online, or look for it in grocery stores. Walk up in there and say, Country Pleasin', please.
a lot of people in the equipment world, things kind of go in trends, I guess, if you want to say it. So kind of the first big thing for 2020 that we look at when we start evaluating our business is going to be our turf equipment. That's kind of the first big push, because once everything, the water dries up and the grass starts growing, this is what everybody's looking to get. We carry the new Wright stand-up mower. Doesn't look like much, and it's dirty as all get out. But this thing is, and it costs just as much as zero turn. Not a cheap unit at all. I mean, if you go out there and look at that zero turn, this thing right here, I mean, it's got all your components from your big pumps to your commercial engine to your large steel deck. And these guys were the first ones to make the standard mower.
Hey, are you buying land or selling it? You need to let Matt Anderson with National Land Realty help you out. Matt Anderson Properties. Here's what Matt can do. If you're buying
The Zone.
Doggone. Can you believe? I mean, we've got more breaking news in the college football realm. Yeah. We sure do. We've got more breaking news in the college football realm. I got it right here on my Twitter feed. I'm about to give it to you. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. I'm Matt in the Farm Bureau, Studio Farm Bureau. Go! With the home team. They are your home team, Farm Bureau Insurance, across the great state of Mississippi. Hummus and Oil on the YouTube live stream. What a name. Says, my son sent me video of mowing the field at Tuscaloosa as the sun came up this morning. When you say Tuscaloosa, are you talking about Bryant-Denny Stadium? Or are you talking about the practice fields at Alabama? Or are you talking about like a high school? I just want to know the specifics. That's all. Man, yeah. Cut grass. Sun coming up. It's going to heat up. Hey, but did y'all see where we're getting a cool snap? Did y'all see that? JB, have you caught wind of that? No, there's a pun there.
Yes, I did. I caught wind of it this morning when I let the dogs out.
Uh-huh.
Who let the dogs out?
No, look, man.
It felt really good, especially compared to the last couple of days.
So I saw this thing, some meteorologist put this on Facebook and said, and it was a graphic of the United States, and it showed like everything east of the Mississippi River for the next 5 to 6 days, we're getting some, what do they call it? Some type of, I don't know. It had some name to it, okay? And it was showing how temperatures are going to be way lower than they typically are this time of year, and it's going to be a lot less humid than it typically is.
Cold front, huh?
Almost. I mean, comparatively, to what we had last week. So it's going to feel like football around here. You couple that with the smell of cut grass, and anybody who ever went through 2 days is going to have a little flashback, and you're going to have that shiver up your spine because it's going to remind you of that. I thought this was a funny comment on the Country Pleasing text line at 885 ESPN. Nick said, do all the rivalry games week one? He says, do all the rivalry games week one so that we will at least get those in before Dan Wolken burns down the South like General Sherman. Now, I just thought it was a funny text. Nick is thoroughly convinced that the media, the national media, much of the national media, will absolutely do everything they can to make sure that there's no football. He's convinced of that. Okay. Let's see over here on YouTube. We got Hunter who's watching in Pensacola. Hey, what's up? Have some seafood for me. Wish I could be there with you. Will says, cool snap makes coffee that much better. Absolutely. Dadgummit. When it cools off and it's not humid, it won't fog my camera lens up. Next thing you know, I'll be back on the porch in the mornings, and I'll do a live stream on the porch. Part of the problem this time of year trying to do that is you can't keep it up. I know it's an excuse, but you can't keep it up because every time you go out there, your iPhone lens fogs over. Nobody can see you on the live broadcast on the porch this time of year. So maybe it is just an excuse, but there's something to it. What did I say? Breaking news? Yeah, I got a little breaking news for you. Oh, yeah, come on with that now. The soothing sounds of the drum corps, the drum line, I should say, on the old ESPN college football intro. No, check it out, Dr. Brojo. The SWAC has released its 2021 spring football schedule. Now, how is it that the SWAC home offices are in Birmingham also? What's up with Birmingham? It's a great place and all, but golly. All right, here we go. The Southwestern Athletic Conference announced today the schedules for all 10 SWAC schools for the upcoming 2021 spring football season. The schedule includes one non-conference open date for each team and conference contests scheduled each week beginning in week 1. Additionally, the league has designated a bye week for each team during the week of March the 13th to ensure that fans and supporters have the opportunity to attend the Cricket Wireless men's and women's basketball tournaments for the SWAC. How about that? So all the football is going to take a week off so SWAC fans can go see basketball if they want to. Each SWAC team will play 6 conference football games, including 4 games against division opponents and 2 games against non-division. Each member institution also have the option to play 1 non-conference game. So it's a 7-game schedule all in all.
Is that because they're not going to allow fans in there? Is that why they're calling it Cricket's sponsor?
I'm going to have to learn to get my hand ready over here on the applause just in case when you start throwing that stuff at me. The season will officially kick off the weekend of February the 27th with 5 league games set to be played that weekend of February 27th. Brother, JB,
Yes, sir.
When they release the dates, and I'm just saying, for example, Jackson State hosting Alcorn week 1 at Veterans Memorial Stadium, downtown Jackson, Mississippi, on February the 27th, you and I are going. And if they'll let us in, we're going. Okay?
We get media credentials, right?
We get credentials. We'll try our best.
So and we don't know whether we'll wear a sweater or we'll wear a short sleeve T-shirt.
We have on February 27th. It could be either one. It could be 78 degrees and humid, or it could be 28 degrees and icicles hanging off stuff on February 27th. We don't know. I just know this: the Sonic Boom. If they're playing at halftime, nobody's keeping me out of the stadium. Period. End of story.
That'll warm you up.
That's right. A real quick story before we come to the caller. We have like a family of hawks that have descended upon and are living around our house and in our neighborhood. All of our neighbors are aware of it too, because these hawks they're waking everybody up in the early morning, making all this noise. You know how the hawks do the screeching and stuff? It's really loud. And they'll light in these cedar trees right behind my house at 6 a.m. and just go nuts. You know, hawks. And the thing is, they're protected. We can't go out here and shoot them. And I don't know that I necessarily yet want to shoot them. I just wonder what's going on. It's more than one of them. They are very visible. They're flying up next to everybody's house. They're lighting in my backyard looking around. I'm like, what is going on? Why are these hawks behaving this way?
I think you should get a pre-recording of Foghorn Leghorn, and you should go out there and say, I say, boy, you're a chicken. You're not a chicken hawk.
I just think that they are behaving like true hawkomaniacs. See what I did?
Yeah, I got your applause button.
Where's Chicken Hawk? There's Chicken Hawk. He's the man who says he has his own hawkomaniacs is on the Davini Equipment phone line. Chicken Hawk, what's up, man?
Man, look here, let me cut this doggone feed off. I'm trying to feed these cotton picking chickens out here. But I will tell you a little something. Go ahead and go out there and mess with them kin folks of mine. That's some of them doggone hot maniacs. And look at him. If you talk about foghorn leghorn, if you remember that little kid.
Listen to that. We lost him. Chicken Hawk.
I'll see if I can get it back.
Yeah, see if you can get him back. I think it would be great if we could get him back. Just because, every now and then it's every now and then you get curious what he's going to say. I shouldn't say every now and then. He's going to get mad at me.
We got him.
Okay. The man is back. What's up, Chicken Hawk? Try it one more time.
I'm back. Yeah, you see, you done got scared. When I started talking about that football bat, I've told you sometimes you got to get that basketball glove. If you're going to play this chicken hauling game and be part of the Hawker Maniacs, you got to have all that uniform. I ain't never told you about all the uniform, but I ain't got time right now. But look at him. Don't you fall out there. You better tell your neighbors to see what kind of tail feathers that rascal's got.
Yeah, it's not It's not a red tail hawk. It's different.
Well, that's a chicken hawk. Red-tailed hawks is chicken hawk. That's my kinfolk got that red tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get we're very rare. Ain't a whole lot of it left. But now there's a lot of hawker maniacs now. There's a bunch of them. But they just ain't, But anyhow, look can you smell it?
What, the cut grass? The practice field? Or what?
No, brother, good. You supposed to be in a Mississippi State Bible. You supposed to be one of the elite of the fleet up there. You played quarterback and stuff. If you hadn't spilled all that High Point roasted coffee everywhere, you could probably smell it. Roll the window up, stick your head out, and see what it smells like, feels like. I'm talking about it's football, bro.
Uh-huh, yeah. There's a snap in the air. Yes. The humidity has gone on vacation for a day or two, I believe.
Well,
is that kind of like the same thing you put on a golf course with that chicken stuff?
God, that stuff stank, man. Because I got a chicken farm. One of my good friends, I live in between two big poultry palaces. She got 5 poultry houses. Her daddy got 5 poultry houses. So I live right in between 10 poultry palaces.
We got to go.
When they put that,
we got to go. The music's playing.
Hey.
This includes a one-time